so-called people on the ground. The people are separated into 9 teams as they pelt each other with oranges. It's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Around 8,000 fighters were involved in the battle on Sunday. Wouldn't that hurt?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, we always show the tomato thing too, but those are softer. You get hit with an orange thrown it as hard as some of these people are throwing. You better have your helmet.
I feel bad for the horses.
Yeah, well, they got a little bit of gear, right? You just better not hit the horses.
It makes no sense.
I always also think about what a mess, right? Yeah, what a mess to clean up when it's over.
All right. Thanks for helping out today.
My pleasure.
Susan should be back tomorrow. 3 at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, the frigid cold back in our forecast, how it's affecting the working timeline for gardeners, landscapers, and construction workers.
And Governor Evers is seeking more money to expand broadband across Wisconsin. What people in fringe areas are saying about the possibility of faster internet.
Driverless vehicles shuttling people around the Capitol this fall.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3. Frigid temperatures are back in the forecast, but could we see a warm-up anytime soon?
Let's get a look at your first alert weather. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is on the backyard patio. Dana?
It is cold outside right now, and unfortunately that little bit of a warm-up that we might be hoping for, it's not looking so great for us, at least for the next few days. We're going to keep our sights on the weekend. Right now, of course, we still have that blanket of snow on the ground today, hitting a high of 7. That's kind of what we're close to right now. This morning, though, dropping down to 10 below 0. That breaks the previous record of -9 set in 1884. So that record's been around for a minute. Nowhere near where we should have been today. We should have hit highs in the upper 30s. Right now it is 6. Our wind chill, though, of course, what it feels like outside below 0, about 9 below for us in Madison. Throughout southern Wisconsin, though, we're seeing temperatures anywhere from 9 to up to 17 degrees below 0 towards Platteville. The breeze at about 11 miles per hour for us right now, so just enough that it makes it feel just bitter outside. It bites against your skin. Our Doppler track is calm. There is a slight chance for some flurries tonight, so you may see a few snowflakes swirling around, but not expecting any additional accumulation for us this evening. Temperatures over the next few hours are going to continue to fall. We will be below 0 yet again to start off the day tomorrow, and our wind chills are going to stay much colder than that. By early tomorrow morning, anywhere from 15 to 20, even 25 degrees below 0 for our wind chills. A very cold start to your Tuesday, but again, thankfully, by the end of the week and the weekend, we may start to become just a little more moderate outside. But we'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your entire week in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Many of us are done with all this cold, but particularly those who can't work until it starts to warm up.
Gardeners, construction workers, and landscapers are among those people. And Jamie Perez spoke to some today with how this cold snap is messing up their timeline for the year.
Right. Well, we might be over this weather just because we're tired of being cold or shoveling our driveways. But those gardeners and construction workers are getting a bit antsy to get outside and get to work. People I spoke with at the Bruce Company in Middleton say this winter has been a beast, and a beast that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Typically, gardeners will start working towards the end of March, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The weather is delaying a lot of working timelines for the spring.
Late start to spring, which pushes everything behind, and then there's that ripple effect that makes all landscaping projects and construction in general even, just go that much further behind.
Gardeners, landscapers, and construction workers don't just have to wait until it stops snowing. They then have to wait until the temperatures heat up enough to dry out the ground to be able to start that work. It could delay any projects around the area a bit, but they say that people have been pretty understanding as to waiting for this cold spell to end.
Oh, aren't we all? Jamie Perez reporting. Jamie, thank you. There's an organization that's working to help keep people without a home from freezing on Madison streets in this cold weather. The nonprofit, the Friends of the State Street Family, does outreach at night, primarily on State Street and along the Capitol Square. Volunteers give any basic necessities to those living outside in the cold and point them in a direction of help from area shelters. But this year, they have really seen it all. The record cold has made it very difficult to keep up with this work, and that's why your help is needed in making the community a safer place for all.
I put the call out and people respond immediately. So, yeah, I would encourage anybody that would like to help to visit our Facebook page, contact us through our website. That would be tremendous.
Now, if you're interested in helping out right now, they are specifically asking for the donations of new winter boots, heavy coats, sleeping bags, hand warmers, any sort of emergency gear that you can think of. You can also volunteer your time.
Despite the cold temperatures, snow, and sometimes icy conditions outside, many Madisonians are trying their best to stay active. Whether it's bundling up and braving the great outdoors or taking sanctuary inside and hitting the gym, some refuse to let the winter blues get in the way of their health and fitness goals.
Just really bundling up. You know, if I have to go outside and go running, I just put many layers on. So.
Fortunately, if you're looking for some warmer weather to get outside, there's a reprieve coming your way. And although the temperatures are below average, we could see temperatures in the 20s this week and could reach mid-30s by this weekend.
A Columbus family is warning parents to watch what they and their children eat after what they found in a McDonald's Happy Meal yesterday. Instead of a toy, Scott Diamond says their 4-year-old son found a razor blade. Police confirm it is a cleaning tool from the local McDonald's. We'll have more on how police think it got there and what happens next. That's tonight at 6. Under Governor Tony Evers' budget proposal, the state would get nearly $79 million over 2 years to expand rural broadband.
Last year, several companies in our area received grants to increase high-speed internet access, and Evers' plan would put more money into that program. Rose Schmidt spoke with people here in Dane County who tells us they're in areas that are neglected. Rose?
Well, Governor Evers wants to not only provide more money for the state's broadband expansion program, but also increase broadband speeds for homes and businesses by 2025. It's a problem that affects children trying to do their homework, farmers, and business owners across the state.
We do hundreds of thousands of plants.
With a total of 30 greenhouses to manage,
This is part of our hanging basket crop that we're growing.
Josh Smith has a lot of work cut out for him at Kopke's, which is in southeast Dane County in the town of Dunn.
All the growing, everything happens by hand, which on one hand is great. We get to touch every plant. We get to make sure everything's awesome.
But life for Josh and his employees isn't always roses and daisies.
I have 2 phone lines that I pay over $150 a month for. There's only one phone company here.
He works on one of the worst streets in the area for internet access, preventing him from using streaming services or upgrading his security systems.
So there are options, but they're far more expensive, or there's crappy, which is affordable.
But there is good news. A new transmitter will be going up in the township this spring, after 2 companies were awarded grants from the state last year to expand broadband access.
It's been a lot of work.
This has been Ben Collenbreich's project,
You're starting to see dead spots.
and he's glad to see it finally coming to fruition.
I got letters of support from our local schools, from our local hospitals, from our businesses in the town, trying to show the state how important broadband is for our community.
A community that has heard concerns from residents for 10 years.
People often overlook us because we're 10 miles from the state capitol, and people assume that we have internet service, but we don't.
An assumption made across Dane County.
It's not just the town of Dunn, it's definitely statewide, I would say.
We're shooting for April 18th for our grand opening.
And one that affects so many aspects of our lives.
And who knows what the future has. You know, every year you hear about more technologies that are broadband-based, Internet of Things.
Governor Evers wants to give nearly $63 million more to the state's grant program than former Governor Scott Walker gave in the last budget. His proposal faces challenges with Republican leaders in power who say Evers wants to spend too much and spend more than the state can afford.
All right,
so we'll see
Rose.
what happens.
Thank you.
Governor Tony Evers ordering state transportation officials to come up with a plan to expand hours at Division of Motor Vehicle offices so that it's easier for people to get their licenses and ID cards for voting. The governor issued an executive order today telling the Department of Transportation to deliver the plan by the end of this year. According to the order, the plan may include keeping DMV offices open on weekends, evenings, and building new offices accessible via public transit. Transportation officials will have to update efforts to inform DMV visitors how they can obtain IDs for voting, including publishing instructions in multiple languages. A well on Madison's east side will temporarily be shut down as the city waits for guidance on the levels of contaminants found during testing. Test results released last week show that Madison well number 15 is testing with higher levels of PFAS, which refers to a group of hundreds of thousands of chemicals found in things such as firefighting foam and Teflon. Madison water officials do expect well 15 to meet DHS recommendations and plans to bring the well back online sometime this summer. According to the Public Health Madison-Dane County, the levels of PFAS detected at well 15 are not considered a potential threat to health, and its water is said to be safe to drink.
Nearly 2,100 individuals and businesses applied to grow or process industrial hemp in 2019, which is a dramatic increase from last year. according to the Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection. To date, of the roughly 1,400 individuals and businesses that have applied to grow hemp this year, more than 1,200 would be first-time growers. Processor applications are at 692 with 636 first-time applicants. In 2018, there were 247 grower licenses and 100 processor licenses issued.
This fall, you could see a driverless vehicle shuttling people to the Capitol.
It is a big project being worked on by University of Wisconsin-Madison engineers, testing how the autonomous vehicles would work in a city like Madison. Amanda Quintana has more on this exciting technology.
Yes, well, the Traffic Operations and Safety Lab at UW has been trying to get a big project like this one to come to Madison for years now, and it's expected to be here this fall. A 15-passenger autonomous shuttle like the one we saw testing on the campus last April will begin doing a 1-mile route going from the area near Breese-Stevens Field to the Capitol Square, probably on Main Street. This is all a demonstration lasting about a year or two to see how the vehicle handles it. In the future, shuttles like this could be used a lot in Madison.
Down the road, 50 years from now, I can't say that we won't have autonomous buses driving everywhere. But for now, I look at these services. This is a 15-passenger shuttle. They're not going to provide those major bus routes, but what they can do is help supplement those routes for specific situations.
John Reel says a few years down the line, we could have the shuttle on a UW route and connecting those in cities without bus stops to a nearby stop. This demonstration is all to collect data before it all becomes mainstream, including how people like it or don't, and the camera positioning and mapping data of that vehicle. The vehicle will cost about $300,000. American Family Insurance has agreed to pay for that initial purchase. At 6, we'll hear more about why they want to be involved in a space that could really be changing the insurance industry.
Amanda, thank you.
An area educator is receiving a statewide award. Joanna Chenis, the school psychologist for the Pecatonica Area School District, was given the School Psychologist of the Year award for Wisconsin. Now, not only is Chenis the school psychologist, she's also the director of special education for the entire district. And today, students and staff at Pecatonica surprised her with the award.
Everybody in that room is equally deserving because we all do this together. I don't know, I suppose I'm the one with the award itself, but I couldn't do it if I didn't have the people in the room, the families, the community, the superintendent, the principals, the teachers, the support staff. I can't do what I do if they aren't as wonderful as they are.
And with that award, Chenis now becomes Wisconsin's nominee for the National School Psychologist of the Year.
Madisonians who love Chicago-style hot dogs and Italian beef got their fix today at Portillo's as it celebrated the grand opening of its 59th location near Easttown Mall. The Chicago-based chain is known for its hot dogs, beef sandwiches, hamburgers, salads, and chocolate cake. For Chicago natives, having a Portillo's in town makes Madison feel a little more like home.
I've been looking forward to this for months, so I'm very excited that they finally got it together and brought Portillo's to Madison.
Portillo's expects to serve about 5,000 customers during today's grand opening, including one of its biggest fans, our own Gary Canalti. On a regular business day, they expect to serve about 2,500 people.
Well, there is more to come on News Street now at 5, including some sad news, a farewell to the actor who is best known for his role in Beverly Hills 90210.
And House Democrats launch a new investigation of the president. We'll tell you what they want to know.
And a look at the day on Wall Street. Red numbers across the board today. The Dow down more than 206 points. The NASDAQ lost 18. The S&P off 11. We'll be right back. Actor Luke Perry passed away today after suffering a massive stroke last week.
The actor was best known for his role in the 90s as a teen heartthrob in Beverly Hills 90210. Perry also starred in films including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Fifth Element, and 8 Seconds, as well as the HBO prison drama Oz. Last Wednesday, he suffered what doctors call a massive stroke at his California home and was hospitalized. Today, at the age of 52, Perry passed away surrounded by his entire family, including his 2 children. In a statement, his family thanked everyone for the outpouring of support and prayers.
A devastating tornado outbreak swept across several southern states and caused a disaster near Auburn, Alabama. At least 23 people were killed in Lee County by the deadliest tornado since Moore, Oklahoma, back in 2013. The twister that destroyed homes, businesses, and lives was one of a dozen reported in Alabama yesterday alone. The National Weather Service says that tornado was at least an EF3, maybe an EF4, winds between 136 and 170 miles per hour.
Our primary focus is assisting those who have lost their homes and certainly their loved ones, and concentrating on our search and rescue efforts.
In 2018, only 10 people in the entire country were killed by tornadoes. That means more than twice as many people were killed yesterday in the disaster in Alabama than in all of last year.
President Trump says he will cooperate after the House Judiciary Committee sent letters to the White House and 80 other people and organizations. Today, House Judiciary Chairman Jerrold Nadler said his committee sent the letters requesting documents to investigate possible obstruction of justice, corruption, and abuse of power. The committee's Republican ranking member, Doug Collins, accused Democrats of jumping to conclusions, saying after recklessly prejudging the president for obstruction, Chairman Nadler is pursuing evidence to back up his conclusion because, as he admits, we don't have all the facts yet. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi defended the committee's move.
Founders, in their wisdom, had a separation of powers. To do anything less would be delinquent in our duties.
Officials in the White House counsel's office say they have received the letter from the committee and are going through the request right now in an effort to accommodate as much as they can.
All right, we saw Gary already in the show, right? Buying his hot dogs and Italian beef at Portillo's. Dana's here, though, to do the real work and tell us, boy, we hit a record, right?
We did, or dropped down to a record. I do have to point out, I heard that Gary was in a food coma later this afternoon, which wasn't a bad way to spend the day. I think it was a little cold outside, so to spend some time indoors was a good thing for him. But yes, this morning we actually dropped below our record, down to 10 below zero. -10 to start off the day. The previous record, -9, set back in the 1880s. So it's been a minute since we've been this cold at the beginning of March. Downtown right now we see some sunshine. Don't let the sun deceive you. You can see some flags blowing in the background. It is windy outside, and that wind just bites through your skin, through any jacket. If you don't have a nice hard outer shell on with a nice jacket, it is going to be cold for us overnight. Our Doppler track's calm right now. We do have the slight chance to see some flurries come through for us overnight and for early tomorrow morning. Not a great chance, though. Just a little trough off to the northwest through Minnesota. You can see right there at the corner of Minnesota and the Dakotas, some light snowfall. We may see as that trough swings southeast. Again, a few flurries, but it is a pretty slight chance for us. The primary concern, how cold it's going to be to start off the day tomorrow. High pressure ridging through the plains. It's going to keep things otherwise pretty calm for the next few days. We're not looking at our next opportunity for any sort of moisture, rain, snow, or otherwise until this weekend. Overnight, our temperatures will drop to about 2 below to start off the day. Very cold for us throughout the area. Our breeze coming from the west. Our wind chills, though, of course, below that, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero, really what we're expecting to start off your Tuesday. In the afternoon, we will be in the teens. Should be in the upper 30s for us. By Wednesday morning, we'll fall to about zero, so another cold start to the day. But our wind chills Wednesday afternoon, for the first time in a few days, will actually be climbing above zero. Still feel like we're in the single digits by Wednesday afternoon, but it'll be a little bit of a break, or a little bit of an improvement, I should say. Tuesday morning, again, very cold outside. Please stay bundled up. I know we've been wrapped up for the last few days. You don't get done wrapped just yet. Tuesday afternoon, it'll still feel like we're below zero, even as those temperatures climb to the teens. For Wednesday morning, another cold start to the day. And then Wednesday afternoon, again, our temperatures will be close to 24 afternoon highs, and those wind chills will be just above zero. Still cold for us throughout the state, but steady, gradual improvements as we get towards the weekend. Oh, it is going to be a little nicer outside temperature-wise for us by Saturday and Sunday. So we do still have an alert day in the forecast for tonight and for Tuesday, because it is going to be so cold outside. Temperatures again dropping below zero, and those wind chills anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero to start off the day. Wind breeze will be coming from the west about 8 to 15 miles per hour. Bitterly cold outside. Any exposed skin, definitely not a good idea. Gloves, hat, if you can. Heading into tomorrow afternoon, it'll be in the teens for us with a partly sunny sky, but don't let that sun deceive you. It's still going to feel quite cold outside. We only have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow. The rest of your 10-day period, no alert days for us. We'll be looking at our next round of some rain and snow mixed together for us on Saturday. Temperatures Saturday afternoon will finally be a little closer to average in the upper 30s. Start off as rain, but then overnight as we'll fall into the upper 20s, we may see some mixed, a little snow possible heading into Sunday. So that timing again, we'll be keeping a close eye on. So I do want to take a look now, of course, at what is going on the roads for us. Bounce over to check out our first alert traffic update. We've got our traffic camera right now positioned at the Beltline and Park Street. Notice we're seeing a few brake lights for us along the Beltline right now, but thankfully we don't have any major accidents to report, only a few slowdowns and spots. We'll take a little closer look actually at what our speeds are looking like along the Beltline. I'll zoom in just a little bit for us on the westbound side. Thankfully not seeing any major delays, just a little closer to 31 there, speeds down a bit. Again, the brake lights popping up, but no accidents at about 23 miles per hour. But then once you get closer to Gammon Road, we hop all the way back up to 62 miles an hour. Unfortunately, on the eastbound side, we're seeing those delays all the way from 151 to 51. Those speeds starting to pick back up the closer you get to 39 and 90. Up into Sauk County right now, things look just fine. You should have no problems getting through Prairie du Sac or the Dells, and then down towards Janesville and Brock County, also not seeing any delays. From Janesville to the Beltline will take you just about 26 minutes. From Sauk City to Middleton, about 18, and then from Sun Prairie to downtown, just a quick 17-minute drive.
All right, Dana, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a new study is showing more proof that vaccines are safe. Why the timing of this statement is so important after a short break. Measles outbreaks have been reported in several states.
Now researchers hope a new study will again reassure parents that vaccines are safe. Tom Hansen reports.
A new large study finds the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine does not increase the risk of autism.
The new study, if we needed it, puts to rest once again that there is no association between measles vaccine, and autism.
The study, published in Annals of Internal Medicine, looked at all the children born in Denmark over more than a decade and also found the MMR vaccine does not trigger autism in children at high risk of developing the disorder.
Researchers stress the importance of getting children vaccinated. In 2000, the measles was declared eliminated, but cases have been rising in recent years.
So far this year, 159 cases of measles have been confirmed in 10 states.
Because children have been withheld from vaccination, the disease has recurred. It's imported from other parts of the world, finds those pockets of susceptible children, and causes illness also among children who are too young to be vaccinated.
For every 1,000 children who get measles, 1 or 2 will die from the disease. Measles can also cause serious complications such as pneumonia and brain swelling. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Children need 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, one at 12 to 15 months old and the second at 4 to 6 years old. The CDC says the 2 doses are about 97% effective.
Stay with us. We'll have another check of your forecast with Dana in just a moment.
Dana's here with a final check.
We're looking at another very cold night. Temperatures are going to fall below zero. Those wind chills anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero to start off your Tuesday. So almost a repeat of this morning. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we will be in the teens. Plan on some sunshine for the next few days and a steady warm up. It'll be slow and steady, but by the weekend, we'll be a little closer to average in the upper 30s for us for Saturday. Now, Saturday and Sunday is going to bring our next opportunity for some rain and snowfall. Could be a little mixed precipitation for us by Sunday morning.
All right, Dana, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes with more updates. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.